What's up guys, welcome back for another YgoPro duel video. Next match, Cross-Banlist Cup. Important match for both these decks. Both H.A.T and Tengu plan to pair up against each other. Both have 3 points, so they have to win this matchup and move on as a second place spot in this group to the top 16 playoffs. First deck list we have of course H.A.T, Hands, Artifacts and Traptrix from back in 2014. Is paired up against Tengu Plant, very familiar deck list from back in 2011. Which deck has the advantage? It seems, or it should be, that the deck that has access to Stardust, which is Tengu Plant, has a little bit of an advantage over H.A.T. Then again, H.A.T does play a lot of a back row, like most importantly the Artifact engine to interrupt any synchro plays, so those cards will definitely be important. Let's hop into the first duel. Okay, first game. I think my opponent gets a start. I'm playing with H.A.T, the opponent is playing with Tengu Plants. That's a decent start. T setting back in the old school days was a thing. In today's format that's not really happening anymore. Setting the warning and setting the second, I believe, searching him the Debris Dragon. So, okay, Debris Dragon for, you know, Foolish Burial into Dandelion to immediately have access to something like Stardust or maybe even Trishula. He does Typhoon all of my back row. I think it's fine. He doesn't have any field, so hitting Sanctum or Moral Tech isn't really that threatening. Top deck into Mermelio. I do have a, yeah, I let both his attacks go through. I mean, yeah, with the fire hand on the ice hand, since I do have a follow-up play in the form of Soul Charge to get both hands back on the field. And you know, Torrential Tribute lurking in the background, since now I believe he expected my set being the Bottomless Trapple, so he does run into a huge Torrential Tribute, although he does have double floater with Dandelion and his last Reborn Tengu. He does have Max C, so I think I have to give him the +1 here. Mermelio popping the back row. Maybe you should have kept the Book of Moon in your, at least in his hand. You know it's very important if you're playing against the hands, both fire and ice hand, to make sure that you don't lose to them, right? Very important back in 2014 meta. Black Rose is definitely a possibility here, so I think I have to go for Bottomless. Keeping the Compulse set could be very important against something like Stardust Dragon again. Here I was a bit reckless, I think, attacking into his Gorse. Going for the Corn definitely was an option earlier, but Arknight, the 101 Arc, Silent Honor Arc, definitely also was an option, since it's very good against your opponent, against Darkhold, you know, with this indestructible, quote-unquote indestructible effect, although he goes for Stardust Dragon again. So I believe in the end phase here, Reborn my Mermelio tried to pop the back row, and you know Stardust was summoned during this turn, so I can use the Nightmare Trapple to get in some damage, but he played it out really well. I knew, okay, if he has Envoy, if he has BLS, it's game, and of course, always, immediately they drop the Envoy, and that's, I can scoop it up here, you know, double attack and deal enough damage. So I'm 1-0 behind. He played it out really well, grinding through my entire back row. So game number 2, I get to start. So both Ice Hand in the opening hand with Diarnia as well. There's always a chance that the opponent has Heavy Storm, so I'm not going to set a Compulse in this case. No reason to. He played this out really well, not setting the warning, not setting the Solemn. Attack with both hands, and again I have a couple of options. 101 was an option, Lavalval Chain in this case to set up a possible Mermelio to the top of my deck to make my Diarnia live was also an option, I believe. But yeah, maybe Giant Hands, but I'm not really sure about Giant Hands. Still Leviathan attacking over my monster was fine. No, almost my Mermelio. Still have Soul Charge in the back here. Try to use it to reborn both hands, since he does have double back row, so Ice Hand is definitely a big threat. Wiretap his Soul Warning, but he uses Judgment. Okay, so that tells me, you know, it's quite important that I don't have the hands on the field, or at least, yeah, that I don't have a rank 4 Exceed play ready. He runs it through again, another big Torrential Tribute, a big turnover here. So normal summon Diarnia to reborn on Mermelio. First going to attack, okay, sacrificing a bit damage, a little bit of damage, but I think it was well worth it again due to the risk of running into Gorse. Go for Silent Honor Arc with its nice indestructible, quote-unquote indestructible body again, but Cass is a very easy out for this. I draw into Moral Tech, never I was happy to draw into Moral Tech. So use Typhoon on Moral Tech to pop his chaos. Again, switching momentum here. Does have Dark Hole, so he's using it to protect his life points. Eventually by setting, I believe, the Veiler. Indeed, his Reaper again is a very nice body. I'm eventually using my Sanctum, finally getting the artifact engine into work, putting in work. So use this attack with Mordek into one of his phase, and expecting it into one of his being his sets, one of his hand traps. Yeah, top deck into Mermelio, perfect. Surge out the bottom of Strap Wall attack into the face down Reaper. So I'm not having, don't have too many outs here. Rank 4 Exceed play is an option, depending on his back row, of course. Draw into Duality, and Duality is going to reveal the Sanctum. And I still have a Moral Tech in my deck, so immediately set the Sanctum. His Typhoon set is useless, since you know Sanctum pops one card when it's destroyed. Okay, Maxi doesn't really matter that much. Get rid of the Reaper. And during my turn, I eventually make Pleiades. Tiras definitely also was an option, but it's not going to matter too much. Tiras hitting the back row indeed, and now I can just attack for a game. So important game number 3, but the opponent gets to start, and he has a very, very solid opening turn. He has Long Fire, Spore I believe, and 1-for-1. What more can you ask, right? Goes for Librarian first in defense position, since you know you don't want to give your opponent the opportunity to suicide with your hands. Although, by now seeing it does top deck into Monster Reborn, that does open access to Stardust. Again, Stardust, so important against H.A.T, since it stops pretty much the entire deck, right? The artifact engine, the hand engine, so I have to play around it, and I can. He does use Typhoon on the Moral Tech, which again could have come in very handy with my own Mystical Space Typhoon, so I have to force out his Stardust Dragon and potentially Solemn Warning his Stardust in his grave. Anyway, I take a huge amount of damage, and top deck into the Call again. Very important top deck, as you will see in a few moments. He does go for Chaos again, is one of Chaos if I'm not mistaken, to try to get rid of my Fire Hand. Use Mystical Space Typhoon on his back row to hopefully maybe lure out the Stardust Dragon. Damage tap Stardust Dragon. Of course he's going to negate the Fire Hand. During the end phase, Stardust Dragon is going to return. Use Call on Moral Tech. Try to use the effect again, not targeting. Use the effect of Stardust Dragon, can negate, but you know Stardust Dragon is again special summoned during the same turn here, so I can use the Traptrix Nightmare Trapple. So I'm completely back in the duel here. The tech, yeah, I believe he indeed set his Mystical Space Typhoon earlier, so he was not able to use it on my Call of the Haunted to prevent, you know, to prevent the Moral Tech from coming out. I know if he draws into Tour Guide, if he draws into BLS or any big attack monster, I lose, but you know, I just can't set, or at least put my Ice Hand in defense and just wait it out passively. Top deck into, again, a very nice top deck on my part. Top deck into Sanctum. Sanctum can lead into a Moral Tech to again interrupt his play. He could have warninged my Sanctum here, but again, he would have lost 2000 life points, but that would have been the case, at least, yeah. Then I would not have been able to special summon Moral Tech, get another Beat Stick on board, although Sanctum indeed would have activated, so I definitely would have destroyed his Leviathan. So yeah, I think warning on Sanctum was the correct play, but still, I don't think it would have mattered that much. Both warnings definitely not helping me, not helping against the hands. Although, yeah, you can just activate it on their effects, their in-grave effect. But still, very nice comeback. Bit unfortunate for him that I did have I think the perfect answers to his field, the right cards. But that's part of the game, right? So yeah, H.A.T moves on to the top 16 playoffs together with ABCs. Guys, that's it. Thanks for watching, and feel free to leave a comment or a like if you enjoyed the video.